All right, Kenman here, and today is Civivi Qubit customization station in the KDK house. What is he talking about? That's right, one of my subscribers sent in this Civivi Qubit button lock, and today we're going to give it a custom look, take it apart, make some stuff happen. Are you excited? Come along for the ride. Before we start, I'm not sponsored by anyone. I purchase everything at retail price. I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. All right, we are doing some laser mark to this bad boy today, so we need to take it apart because I need to get to the inside to do some tests. This is the Civivi Qubit button lock. Really nice little snappy, small, fun, great daily carry knife. Got this aluminum handle here, and we're going to do some stuff to it. Let's get going. All right. I get this out. I'll do my normal. I don't know. I started doing this for the die project, setting the table for dinner. Let's eat. I don't know. Sometimes it makes a good thumbnail. Okay, so really I only need this scale right here is what we're doing the stuff to, but I have to do a test mark with this material. I have done some marks on this material before with some other knives, aluminum, anodized aluminum, basically. But the thing is, every time you have a different knife or a different material, ooh, that's a T8 right there. How about that? Actually, I can leave the pocket. I might be able to leave that pocket clip on. Wow, is that a T8 too? Wow, Civivi coming in clutch. No T6s, except for maybe the pocket clip, I guess. But all the body screws are T8s. That's pretty cool stuff. Much appreciated. Okay, so I'm trying to be careful since I'm not going full disassembly here, but there is a button. All right, I think if I push out this, there we go. And now I got to be careful because that button has a spring, and the spring has sprung. There it went. All right, so there's your button. I'll slide that out the back right here. There's a stop pin, knife, and everything else. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. This isn't a take apart and talk about type of a video. We needed this scale right here, and I'm going to do a laser mark on it. And basically, like I said, the surface is different. So I've got this entire surface right here that you essentially cannot see when the knife is together. So I'm going to do a couple test dots right here, figure out how we can dial in the setting, and then do the mark on this side right here. So I'm going to take this thing, we're going to snap over to the laser right now and get to it. Boom. Okay, I have a white setting I created when we did the pyrites a couple months ago, and so I did a test dot with it here. It was a little fuzzy, so I tweaked it. Each coating can react a little different, so you always have to kind of look at what the laser does, change the settings, and kind of dial it into each part. Here, the second dot is much cleaner and crisp, looks really good, nice and white, so we're going to go ahead with the actual mark. Very happy. Nice and clean, real-time laser mark there. Looks great. Okay, here we are back at the table. This thing is hilarious. Let's get some nice close-ups. What do we think? KDK Custom Milwaukee Civivi Qubit. Straight like it's from the factory, huh? Let's get this thing back together, send it back to Lanyard Man, make him a happy guy. All right. Folks, enjoy these all one and done custom KDK videos. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Alrighty. Let's make this work. It's a captive pivot. There's a little notch right there. So that's going to slide in. The C is going to sit that direction, and that makes it pop down, and then this side doesn't spin. Excellent stuff. It's a little tricky here with the button lock, so we're going to do our best. I've done several button locks before. I didn't take it fully apart, so we should be able to get it back. See if I can get that to balance on there. Probably not, so I'll have to do that right at the end. Okay, so that bearing can sit in that space. And it is going to be this one on that side. We'll put the blade down. I'll show you again real close, a tight shot. Those are my tests. So you can see that was the first one, and it kind of was a little darker white on one side and less on the other, and then I've refined it a little bit, and then that white dot gave me the final result, and then we ended up with this, which just looks great. Sometimes laser marks work in your favor, and you're all allowed to do some cool things like this and get a nice white. It just makes it looks great. I love it. Okay, let's get this together, Kenman. All right, so we're gonna do this. It's kind of tough because the captive pivot is on this side, and I'm just struggle bussing right now. Okay, focus, pay attention. Don't cut yourself on the knife. We're gonna bring that down, and then the button has to button. It probably has to go on at the same time as the blade. So I'm going to set this on there, on that rail. Oops, goodness. Who loves it when Kenman struggles? Wow, it's all falling apart. We're not cutting here today, kids. We are going. My only concern is not scratching this scale or the other one. What's the trick here? What's the trick? Because we need to get the blade going. But we also, let's set it down. Boom. And I can pick the blade up. That's the move. Get it in that right in that rail. Twist it so now it's down in there with the blade as a unit. See that? And it's not going to fall out because it's part of the blade. Excellent. Okay, let's twist that, get that riding in the right spot. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. I'm going to push the button right over the spring. Try to line this up. Hope we get all the clicks that we want. You hear that? That's not a good sound. That is not a good sound. I wonder if I can fix that. Button locks are always fun. Got it. Okay, so I need to remember this is a knife. And then shimmy all those into position almost. We're going to have to start this video over, aren't we? No. Cannot. You know the problem is we probably should loosen these up just a little bit, and that will relieve a little if I can even do it. Now that can wobble just a little in there. Almost. Okay, so that needs to twist a little, but it looks like everything else is in position. We might be in business. Of course, it twisted. Get it back into that spot. All right, so we're doing things here. Not completely tightening that down yet. Just want to make sure we are all in the correct what we're doing here. It is tough sometimes with these button locks when you're doing it and then trying to also remember that someone's got to talk. Let everyone know what's going on. Or I could just time lapse it, speed it up, put some music to it. Comment below, how do you feel? Okay. We have done it. All right. When you put a knife back together, you have to be careful on the centering and everything. So what I'm going to do now is tighten the pivot the rest of the way down and go a little tighter than I normally would. Not super cranked, but just tight. Make sure that's in the right spot. You want to make sure that you don't crank it down hard when the captive part is not in the captive slot. That could put damage or dent up that area. Okay, so now we'll go around and tighten the rest of these down. I like to go back and forth, get both sides kind of even. All right, I'll get this one here, and then the pocket clip one is the only, the two pocket clip screws, the only T6s. All right. Now we've got her back together. Blade is almost centered, but it's a little bit that way, which is good because we need to loosen it up just a little bit now. And that will bring it back to center. Oh, sorry for the cut there. A little technical difficulties. I'm back. Here we are. We've got it back together. Let's test this out. Boom. Flicks out. Nice button. Yeah. There we go. Gotta work it in a little bit. After taking it apart, you know, sometimes you kind of wipe things down. You get rid of some of that oil. Might need to go and put a little drop of oil on there. Looks like it's breaking in just fine. Ooh, all right, here we are. The Milwaukee version made by KDK of the Civivi Qubit. I'm issuing with the button here, but it's actually swinging just fine. And I feel like if it does have a little bit of over, so if you squeeze it a little hard, it kind of, actually I think it's just going to break in just fine. This brand new knife, boom, there we go. What do we think? We'll go ahead and get a comparison here. Milwaukee Fastback. Which version did it better, huh? Sorry. Not bad at all. I think Lanyard Man's going to be happy. What do we all think about this? I actually like this Civivi Qubit. I might try one out. I have a couple other Civivi's, and I have, what is it, a Send Cut that looks a lot like this with the red handle. Maybe do something like this to it. It's a fun little novelty addition. I tell you what. More laser markings and stuff coming in the future. If you're interested, check out the channel. Yeah, stay sharp. See you soon.